3, 2, 1.
International superstar, Miss Madea Goes.
You are now tuned in to Butter Bee Rocker on Transparency Talks Podcast.
Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to another episode of Transparency Talks Podcast. I am your girl, Butter, the hostess with the mostest. Listen, we have an amazing show for you today. I'm just going to dive right on into it. She is a national recording artist and actress. She has worked with people like Tyler Perry, Luther Vandross, Keri Hilson, Chaka Khan, Arie. She's toured with Miss Beyonce for over 17 plus years. Can you please show some love for my friend, Miss Crissy Collins? Hello, Crissy.
Baby, hi, girl.
How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I am doing good. It's so great to see you, Queen.
Oh, it's so wonderful to see you, my darling sister. Girl with the beautiful smile.
Thank you. I like to dive right on in. Can you tell everybody a little bit of background about yourself?
Yes. Hello, everybody. My name is Crissy Collins. I hail from Niagara Falls, New York, and I live in Atlanta, Georgia. You might have seen me, like Dutta said, with Beyonce, Tyler Perry, and the Madea franchise, working with so many people and so many artists. But today I'm working on Crissy, and I'm so happy to be a part of Transparency Talk Podcast. This is amazing. Thank you for having me, Butter.
Thank you for being able to be on the show. I've been trying to get you for a while, but your schedule and my schedule has not worked out, but it has worked out tonight. So I am super excited because I always enjoy seeing you, talking to you. You know, I always smell. I smell anyway, but I smell extra hard when I speak to you.
We be having inside jokes don't nobody know nothing about.
I know.
Cracking up laughing, and we know exactly what it is.
Exactly. So what I want to do is I want to go back and find out, how did you get started in the industry?
Well, I started back with our family group. We had a family gospel quartet group called the Collins Sisters and Company out of Niagara Falls, New York. So that was the start. That was the beginning. And then South. And then from the South, we started singing around town. And then I got introduced to a director who casted me into my first play, and I was doing the Chitlin Circle, and that play was A Good Man Is Hard to Find. Good Man Is Hard to Find Part 2. The director was director Dwayne Woods, who's a world gospel renowned artist and everything with Donna Lawrence and Tri-City and all of them. And then it just took off from there. I've been in this business for over almost 40 years. And so I've been doing it starting off in theater first. I've done so many Chitlin Circuit plays and traveled in that era for about 8 or 9 years before I even started doing background for anybody.
Wow. I didn't know that you started in stage first.
Mm-hmm. Stage
Never
is
knew that.
love. I mean, acting is my first love, and I started learning everything about the theater, learning everything about the stage, how to set up and how to I watched the crew as they did the load in, how they set up the stage and put all of the stuff, and I listened to the lingo and everything. So I found that very fascinating, not just me learning lines, but me learning the whole thing. And I think I took that with me with everything that I've done. Is not only was I was there for that reason, but I said, let me go beyond it and let me learn some other things just in case somebody gets sick, somebody leave, and we're stuck. You ain't gonna never be stuck when I'm around. We don't do that. We don't do that. We're gonna learn everything. Yeah.
One of the things you just mentioned was that when you started off, you did what we call the Chitlin Circuit.
Mhm.
Now, for people that don't know, the Chitlin Circuit is when you first start and you're doing smaller clubs and venues and different things like that. How important is it, Crissy, to get to that Chitlin Circuit when you first start out?
It's very important because that's what helped build your fan base.
Yep.
So you got to think about it. It's the C markets. The C markets are markets that don't nobody go to. It's the small towns, and everybody forgets them, and they want to go to the B and the A markets, and we forget about the ones that got to drive so far to get to this big city and spend all that money. So the Chitlin circuit is good because you're building your fan base, you're building the love. These are the ones that's going to continue to follow you and to big you up when the B and C markets, they act kind of finicky and funny. You know, they act real funny. Sometimes they want to come to your show, sometimes they don't. Sometimes they want to hire you, sometimes they don't. But the C
Yeah.
market always show you that good old love.
Another thing that the Chitlin Circuit does for me, I can speak for myself. It makes you see somebody else, and it makes you grow because you're like, okay, this is where you can make your mistakes and each time come back and get stronger and stronger with, whether it's singing or being on stage, doing the plays and everything. Did you find that to be what it was for you as well?
Oh God, yeah. Oh God, yeah. It helped to build your gift. You know what I'm saying? You're able, especially in theater, you're able to try different avenues. You know what I'm saying? You have kind of a freedom on the
Hmm.
stage versus being on film or doing a sitcom or documentary or whatever. That's kind of structured, but there it's structured, but you also have your free will. So you're able to make those mistakes, you're able to correct them, you're able to try out different things and looks and stuff that makes your character be your character. And one thing I love, like you said, they accept you. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? And they're gonna keep supporting you until you get it right. Look at how they did Tyler. They kept supporting him until till he got it right, and they still supporting him as he continues to grow. And I think that up and coming artists, actresses, and everything, they got to really think of those things instead of trying to. You got to crawl before you walk, and when you crawl, it helps you to appreciate those things. If you get up and you stand up and you just start walking, then how did you get to that point? Where was
Mm,
the falling? Where was the falling and picking yourself back up again? What happened? You know what I'm saying? You don't have that structure. You don't have that, and I think that's what makes people be like on their high horse because they didn't have to do that. But the
right.
ones that had to go through the muck and the miry clay and dust themselves off and say, "Dang, that didn't work. Okay, let me try it again." Da da da. That's the ones that have longevity.
That's good, Chrissy. That's really good.
Yeah,
Another thing with doing plays, because of course I do plays as well, and I write plays.
I
But
know.
one of the things with plays and with singing, you can do all the rehearsals, but once it's time to go live, it's one take, it's one shot on that
Yep,
stage that night. How
yep.
rigorous is it for the rehearsals?
It's rigorous. It's what I think. I think that because of these directors who's directing like yourself, you guys know that it is going to take to learn the lines and the blocking and getting that chemistry with your other person that's you're playing opposite of. I think that's the main part about the rehearsals, and especially if you have songs, and making sure you know how to act your songs out. But like you said, when it's on legs and it's starting to walk and that curtain goes up, it's a thing where okay, if that improv come into, because sometimes we do forget, but
Yeah.
what helps it is that character that's playing opposite of you because y'all have had that rehearsal, y'all have had that time, you've had to make that your character a backstory and give it a life, and so that means that you just breathe life into a character that may be somebody in the audience, and then when you on that stage and those lights is up and you hear that audience and you're like, oh yeah, yes, we can go ahead and play this right, because it becomes natural. It becomes it becomes me and a friend on stage versus me and a co-actor.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Solid advice. Solid advice. Okay. So you transitioned from the stage and started working with various artists.
Mhm.
What was next after stage?
After stage, in between stage, it was Luther Vandross' studio session. And that was from my brother who called me and asked me to come and sing background for one of his songs, and I did. And a couple months later, then they called and said they got placed, but Luther wanted me to go back into the studio and re-recorded, and I did. Got a chance to hear his voice and him say thank you. That meant the world to me. But then it snowballed. After that, it was Kelly Price. And then after Kelly Price, it was Monica. I was a Monica and Kelly for a lot. I was with Kelly for almost like 9 years. And then,
Really?
yeah, I was with Kelly for a while. I was with Kelly off and on for a while because she did a lot of spot dates. So I was
Mhm.
with her, but then it was Monica. And then from Monica, it came Keri Hilson, did some stuff where she did the Monique show. I did some stuff with her. Um, I was fortunate to do some work with a lot of people. And then with Kelly, that's when I met Tyler Perry, but never worked with him. And so as I'm doing background singers, people calling me to sing, spot dates and stuff like that, I met Tyler. Didn't do her. I was supposed to do her play, Why Did I Get Married? But it was called He Proposed to Me at the time. And
Mhm.
I did not do that play. And I met Tyler at Apache because he ended up writing me in the role, and I never came to no rehearsal, so he was mad at me.
Wow.
He was mad at, yes, he was, and he told me that. I was mad at you. He told me at Apache, he was like, "Where you been? I wrote a role for you and you didn't show up." I said, "Oh, I'm no longer working with her." And he was like, "Okay, why?" I said, "It's not my place to tell you why." I don't never talk bad about nobody.
Yeah.
Good one to everybody. I
Yeah.
don't care what somebody has done to you. I don't care how bad they treated you, how they do whatever. You do not talk bad about somebody because when somebody hears that, then that lets them know that you're not the person to work with because you're
Mhm.
rip somebody's name apart, and that's not what I'm here for.
Yeah.
So, I told him that, well, it's not my place, and I'm sorry you had to rewrite your script. Um, One day you'll know what I know, and when you do, you'll come back and say I'm sorry. And that was it. And a couple months later, he did, and then that's when I got casted in his play Madea Goes to Jail.
Wow. I
Mhm.
remember seeing that because people don't know we've known each other for years.
Yeah.
We was Yes, we was talking behind stage, and I want to say we met back when Usher had first got started.
Yes, we did at
Yep,
JPAT.
yep. I
Mm-hmm.
used to be signed with AJ Alexander, who was my
Yes,
manager. He's the one that discovered Usher, and we used to do all the rehearsals together. Oh my God, we used to be over at Executive Village with Jason Rome. All of us, I lived there in Executive Village, and we had to do all these rehearsals up and down those hills and the steps and singing and dancing and exercising. I mean, it was crazy, but that's where we met. It
that was so long ago, but it's
was.
something how what's meant to be is meant to be.
Mm-hmm.
And when God places true people together, they end up staying together. And the thing about it is, we may not talk all the time, but one thing that we know is when we have each other's back. That's
Yep.
one thing. And we always are going to encourage each other to move forward and see what we're doing and see how we can help or how we can just motivate us to go because this business gets hard. It
Yeah.
gets hard and it gets so um not only does it get hard, it gets so be like, yo, what am I doing?
Mm-hmm.
You
Mm-hmm.
ask yourself, dang, how did I even get here? I'm
Yeah.
supposed to be here. And we see our peers that we know, they make it. And we trying to figure out what the heck did they do? I'm doing all of this. And what did they do that I didn't do? You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
like one thing that we are strong and we believe in our gift and we won't settle.
Yeah.
We will
Yeah.
not because yes, of course, you could have been doing so much more stuff. But because of your integrity and because of your character, you're like, if you can do it, I can do that on my own.
Yeah.
I need you. Let me just figure this whole thing out. Let me figure this bug out. Let me do it myself because you're not going to jit me. I'll jit my own self before I let somebody else jit me.
Right. Right. Well, while we're talking about this and we're talking about, us supporting one another and being there for each other, I want to publicly say thank you so much because you came to my event, BBR Indie Films. You was one of my guest panelists. And before the event happened, you called me on the phone and you prayed for me, and I was getting my nails done, and it was at a time where you know how you worry about your events, right? Is people going to show up? Is it going to be good? You All these things go through your mind, right? And you called right in the nick of time and literally started praying for me. So I want to say in front of everybody in on Transparency Talks podcast land, thank you so much. It really meant a lot to me.
Listen, Butter, you ain't even got to thank me. You were in my spirit the whole night. And I woke up and I said, I got to call Butter because she's been in my spirit all night. So I know if she's been in my spirit, she's tossing and turning and trying to make sure everything is right. And she hasn't gotten any sleep. She's worried. So God just kept pushing me, say, I need you to call my child. I need you to call
Hmm.
my child. I said, all right. When you hear the voice of the Lord, you got to be obedient.
Yep.
And that's what I did. And I always pray for you because I know that you go here and you go there. And I pray God's protection because we don't know what goes on in those cities and lands that you go to. And as a sister, it's my job to go ahead and make sure that my sister is covered in the blood of Jesus.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that, honestly.
Love you, girl. You know that.
I love you too. So, what has been some of your biggest highlights and your challenges you faced in your career?
Oh, I think one of my biggest challenges was when I started with B. Um, that was one of the biggest ones because I had to learn a total of maybe 27 songs in a short amount of time because people don't know that I was with Tyler when I was with Beyonce. And
Wow.
I was I got called to do a favor by the wonderful Kim Burse to go and sing background for her when she had the guys. So I was with B when she had the guys, when she
Mm-hmm.
got the girls, and did a show with her. And then next thing you know, um, they had me to introduce the band, and I saw J and B laughing at me because I was all over the stage dancing with the band. I was hyping the crowd up and everything, and they was like, "She is crazy. We need her on tour with us." And I was cool. I was like, yeah, sure, we can do that. I didn't believe it, but I was like, all right, cool, sure. You know how people change their minds.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a thick girl. I'm one of the thickums. So I like you don't see a lot at the time. You don't see a lot of thickums out on stage. In the background, they want the wonderful, curvy, vivacious, beautiful, skinny girls. And and when that call happened, it was good. But when I got the call and I had to leave like the next day, they wanted me like they was like after I did that, she started rehearsals for Beyonce Experience, and the background singers weren't there, and she was like, "Where's Crissy? Where's Martina? And where's my soprano?" And they called me. I just got off the road doing a play, and they was like, "Can you leave tomorrow to be in rehearsals for the tour?" I was like, tomorrow." How do I pack? Wait a minute. Now I'm a single parent too now, and they was like, "Oh, we no, we need." I said, "I need a day. I need to get my stuff together. How long am I gonna be going for?" It was like, "Oh, just pack for 4 months." I was like, "Pack for 4 months? Okay, we're gonna pack for 4 months. I don't even know how to do that. Okay, let's just see." And but then in the process of me packing, I had to listen to all her songs. I had to
Wow.
all her songs. I had to learn them. And as you know, and everybody knows, in the Beyonce song, there's not 3-part harmony. It's like 5 and 6 part and some O's on top of that, and this, that, and the other. And so you had to figure it out where your note was. The 3 basic notes. That's what we had to learn. And it was like
Mhm.
learning. So it was that. And then knowing that you have 18-hour, almost 18-hour rehearsals. It was,
Wow.
yeah, it was rigorous, but it was fun. I enjoyed it and learning the songs and everything. So I took what I learned from the theater world and brought it to that world to
Hmm.
learn how do I learn songs and stuff. So yeah, I mean that was one of the um, hardest times. I mean, then getting my groove in that. One of the most amazing times. Did you say amazing? You wanted me to ask?
Hmm.
Oh gosh, I have several. The time that blew my mind is when we sung at the White House for the First Lady's birthday party and walking on. And mind you, we've been to the White House several times with the Obamas, but that time when you were walking and you hearing Neo playing on the grounds in the speakers, you're like, yo, we at the Black House. we, we at the Black House. We got Neo playing Earth, Wind, and Fire, playing in the halls, and I'm like, really? Are you serious? And then to sing in front of them and sing every star that you can possibly think of in the audience, every politician, every actor being in there, everybody dancing, and then taking a picture with them. And it's so crazy because he was talking about First Lady, how beautiful she was and her legs, and she had to stop him. And then he came over, and while she was talking, he came up onto the stage next to me and he was hugging me. I was like, ha ha, I got Obama hugging me, Lord Jesus. That's our first black president. Oh my God. With them in the house, and he's there. He comes up to us and he starts talking to us at a table, and then he starts dancing with us. And then here comes Paul McCartney, and him and Paul McCartney having a dance off. That was the most enlightening thing because we partied at the White House about 4 o'clock in the morning. It
Wow.
so amazing. It was life turning, that one, and then me going to the Great Wall of China into Egypt. We jumped
Mm,
the Red Sea.
mm.
I was like, that's the Bible. The Red Sea is in the Bible. Look here, I'm finna baptize myself. And I jumped in off a 9 foot pier and jumped into that Red Sea.
Did you?
Did.
Oh,
And
I'm not that bold. I am
listen,
not the one.
you already know I'm afraid of heights. So
Yeah, I wouldn't be able to do that one.
only reason why I did it because it was like 6 people down in the water. They was like, "Is you all right?" And they had this rope that once you jumped in, the salt was so salty it made you float back up. Like you didn't need a floating. It was like the best exfoliant of your skin that you could ever have. Once you got out, your skin was like a baby.
Wow.
It was
Wow.
those were like some of the highlights that I had of what I did in meeting people and being, yeah, yeah, yeah.
So one of the things that you did, you were singing with the group The Mamas. Now, who came up with the name The Mamas?
Kim Burst and Beyonce.
Okay.
Kim
Okay.
Burst, she was like, Kim, I need some singers. She said, let me put you some church girls. She said, and I'm gonna call them the Mamas. She said, yeah, I like the name the Mamas. She said, "Yeah, let me put them together," and she did.
Well, what I want to do right now is I want to play something that I love from The Mamas.
Okay, what you finna play?
Come on, y'all. Make some noise. How you doing? Now we are the Mamas. I'm Crissy. I'm Martine. And I'm Tiffany. And you know what, Mamas? I see some wonderful men in the audience tonight. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. And I got my eyes on this one chocolate debonair brother. Oh, he's so smooth and creamy. You know what? He reminds me of my favorite drink, which is a chocolate martini.
But I hate to make you jealous, baby, but I see something right here in the center. You, baby, with the straw hat on. You put mom in the mood for a little bit of sex on the beach.
Well, ladies, I see a bleach blonde over here in a white shirt, looking kinda cool and smooth, long and strong, just like I like it, baby. You remind me of a Long Island iced tea. Oh.
Now, where my ladies at? Now, we're talking about men that remind
the cure for this. I don't want it. I don't want it. If there's a remedy, I run from it. I run from it. I think about it all the time. I never let it out of my mind. 'Cause I love you. 'Cause I love you. The mamas, the mamas, the mamas, the mamas.
Yes. I love it. Love, girl, I remember doing the concert. I started walking when y'all walked and everything. I love it.
Oh my. Oh my. Good times. Good times.
Absolutely. What was it like with the chemistry being on stage after stage after stage with the mamas?
Oh, amazing. Those two girls, Montina and Tiffany, we had a sisterhood and bond on tour like no other. We really did. I mean, the running joke was, where the mamas at? In the bed, sleep. Listen, the mamas got their rest. Listen, it wasn't going out. We was tired. We didn't understand how they did it, but the mamas, our chemistry from the jump. We sounded like one. We moved like one. It
Mhm.
was no egos. Nobody needed to be the boss. That's the one thing I liked about it because everybody was good and great at their gift. They knew their note. We knew our note. We knew where we stood. We knew how to um, make each other sound good. We knew how to blend. It was just a good fit. And it's hard to have that with background singers these days.
Yeah. Yeah.
Everybody wants to be a leader. And I always tell people this: stop trying to be the leader. There's only one leader, there's only one president, there's only one person, and that is the person that's on the marquee. You're working together as a team. Being a team, that's what makes this thing works. It works because there was no um, little eyes. We're always the same person, and
Yeah.
we all thought of each other in the same way. You know, we took care of each other. When one was sick, we took care of that person. When my father passed away, they helped take care of me because I had to be back on the road.
Hmm.
We dealt with family issues, and we understood, and we prayed. We were praying girls. So to be with the mamas for that little time and not have no fights, no cattiness, no nothing. And that goes for the whole band. We were a family, and um, a lot of the family has gone on to do some great and amazing things, and being entrepreneurs because you can't. I understand this. I thank God that I was able to be a part of all of that, but life goes on and you have to understand what is your next journey because
Yeah.
in each thing there's a book. You're writing your book and there's a new chapter. So you got to realize what your next chapter is. You can't be on the road forever. I'm older, so I'm like, yeah, let the young girls have it. That's fine. It's amazing because guess what? God allowed me to do it for so many years and have a good name. You know what I'm saying? Didn't sleep
Mhm.
around, didn't get on drugs, didn't do anything like that. I prayed. That's all I did. You know what I'm saying? I was fun loving now. I wasn't deep, but it still was a thing where the respect of the mamas was there. You
Mhm.
know, we grew and we grew and we grew. And the mamas will always be the mamas, the mamas, the mamas. For real.
Mhm. I can tell you this: the mamas is so well respected in the industry in general.
That's
Like,
what I hear. That
yeah, yeah, yeah,
you
for
never
real.
you never know until people say something. We never like honestly, it still baffles me how people are like, where are the mamas? We need the mamas back. Why aren't you guys back with B? And what is going on? And I'm like, y'all, it's been like, she she changed her mind about 7 years ago. I had to put it in a good way. She changed her mind about a good 7 years ago. I mean, of what she wanted and how she wanted the brand. You saw the Renaissance movie. She said she always wanted a girls group, and she got her girls group. And we were just the moms.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So you just said something. You was talking about, that was a chapter, and now you're in a new chapter. So what's this chapter like?
This chapter is called Crissy. I've worked and did so many things for other people's career and really forgot about mine and what I wanted and what I wanted to do. You get caught up in these artists. You get caught up in being on the road because you're loyal. I'm a loyal person. So I got caught up in being on the road and not really tending to Crissy. So now it's Crissy's time. Crissy's doing things that she want to do. I've been in this business for a very long time, as I stated. Um, I was a single parent in this business. You know, I sacrificed, and you know about sacrifices. You sacrifice a lot. Now I'm learning to enjoy life. I left because my mother had cancer, and I needed to take care of her, and the Lord allowed me to be with her for a while before He took her home, and you know that gave me a chance to love my family even more because I missed out on so many family things. So me doing a talk show called Coffee with Crissy, me getting back into my acting, which I love. I loved my acting career. So now I'm getting back into that, and my hosting. I do a lot of hosting. I am the ball of energy. I guess that's what everybody calls me. And my hosting is that I'm a ball of energy. I like to keep people on their toes. I like to keep people. I love making people laugh
Yes, you
and
do.
enjoy themselves because I don't believe if you're going to go somewhere, oh, you're going to enjoy yourself if I'm there. We're going to have a good time and you're going to have a good time. You didn't spend your money and they didn't spend their money for y'all to have this event, then y'all going to have a good time if I got to shake you, So, so it's Chrissy's time to enjoy and actually ask God to send the love of my life so I can enjoy the rest of my years being happily married and things of that such. Yeah.
That is wonderful. That's wonderful. Okay. You had the pleasure,
Hmm.
and I had the honor of having you at my event, BBR Indie Films. Can you tell everybody about your experience?
Man, I was about to cut you off because I'm about to tell them if you have not been to one of her wonderful BBR indie film indie, I can't even say it. BBR indie films.
Indie Films.
You are missing out. You really are. I enjoyed myself so much. Like it really sparked a fire in me that I really of my acting and looking at all of these wonderful entries of movies that you showed and the quality of acting and how they all was there and how everybody was so inviting and nice. I had such an amazing time, learned so much about the film, learned so much about how to do things. And I'm so overwhelmed and happy that you allowed me to be a part of that because I learned so much. I had so much fun. Y'all got to get to one. I don't know what y'all waiting on. I'm you getting ready to have one. Y'all need to go on and get your tickets. Go on and do whatever you need to do. Go on and get it and get you some popcorn. I had popcorn. I watched it. Honey, I had one of the movies. They were so scared. I was covering my eyes. I thought it was, listen, the people next to me like, what is you doing? I'm like, I don't know. Is it scary? Oh my God. But it was so good. That's what I'm talking about. I mean, big up, Butter. You and your team, y'all puts it on. And if you are in the film industry, you want to break into the industry of film acting. Um, you want to be hairstylist. You want to be whatever you want to be in it. You need to come and be a part of this, the next one. You really do. Y'all really do. No jokes aside. All kidding aside, you really do. You're going to learn a lot, and you're going to connect, which is all that she wants. She wants y'all to connect and to help see your gift grow. And people ain't doing that no more.
People are not doing that.
They not.
I've had people be like, "So what's the catch? So what's the catch?" I'm like, "There really isn't a catch. I
There,
really want you to succeed."
I want y'all to understand there is no catch in none of this.
Yeah.
If y'all thought that this was a scam or there's a catch that Butter is trying to do, it's really not. The only thing that I saw was happiness on her face to see that everybody was talking, exchanging phone numbers. Um, and even in the films, I saw that you were happy that you saw some people that came to your event and other people's films. And it was like, wow, that's what it's all about.
It is
She
about supporting one another for sure.
she really want to see your make. She really want to see y'all make it. So if you don't make it, it's your fault. It's your fault. Now I'm finna preach. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. Everybody who's listening to this wonderful Transparency Talk podcast, when the God opens up doors for you, you need to walk in. When He sits people in front of you that is doing the thing that you want to do, and they're willing to share their experience, share their connections, share the know-how. Don't sit on your behind and say, God, I wish I could do that. No, you can do it. The only problem is that you haven't got up and made the step. So if you don't make a step, how do you know if you're gonna make it?
You preaching.
You
You are
need to.
definitely preaching.
Some of us have let fear and what people have said about your weight, your skin color, your hair color, the way you move, the way you talk, stop you from going after your dream and your blessing. Don't let that be what it is in 2024. When you have somebody like Butter B. Rocka and her team opening up doors for you to come in, then you need to walk in with your head held high and your cards in hand and go and get your dream.
One of the things that I really love about, putting it together and everything, because I dived right in with my film. I didn't have any direction. Oh, I'll take that back. I called people that was in the industry, but I dived in, right? There were some things that I learned on my own that I wish I would have had somebody, really break this down. What do you need on these contracts? What do you need on this? What are you supposed to do? It was some things I wish I could have had. So in putting together this BBR indie films and showing it on the big screen, one of the things I wanted to make sure is that we equip them, these new filmmakers, with all of the tools that they really need. So
Right.
having people like you that is a pro in the industry that's been there, done that, and can really tell people the back end of it, because people see the glitz and glam and they don't realize, I mean, yes, there's a lot of glitz and glam, but there are also some stuff that you really got to know to be able to maneuver. And if you got somebody that can help you get there 10 times quicker because we've done it,
Mm-hmm.
why not get that knowledge so that you can go forth and do it right and not have to have all of the hiccups that we've had, you
Man,
know?
if y'all only knew all of the hiccups, and people don't tell you nothing, they want to see you fall. I've had so many hiccups, and I'm telling you, when people say you have to pay your dues, you have to pay your dues.
Yes.
I'm serious. If you don't pay your dues, trust me, it ain't gonna last long. I'm a firm believer in that. I mean, I have got stranded in cities, promoters and took money. Even artists have kept me in a city where I was starving and
Wow.
everything and pray and had me in a plush hotel with a car service and wouldn't pay me my money. I had
Wow.
sought God and asked God what to do. It was so many things that I've been through, but they was just the test for my testimony to see how I came through.
Yeah.
And that's what it is. We went through some things, but we trying to help y'all. Now she trying to help you now. I don't know what more y'all want. I mean, what you want to? Why won't you put me in a movie? Well, let me see your acting. Have you acted? No. Have you no, or what you want me to do? I want you. Everybody said I can act. No, you can't. Let me tell you something. You got listen, people. Listen. You probably can, but you won't go out there to seek. And she's helping you to find it. She's helping you to get after it. So y'all fault. That's all I'm gonna say. Y'all need to be at this next one. When is it? The
March
26th, ain't
13th. March
it?
13th. Wednesday, March 13th.
13th. Not March 26th, not March 3rd, not the 13th, and it's at the Marietta Studio Grill. Am I right?
Yes, it
I'm
is.
right about it. I know it. I know. I knows. Okay. Get your little tail down there. They got food. But that's so funny. They got food you can eat.
They got food. They got
They got
food.
food you can eat, and you take some notes.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Crissy, I want to take this time to thank you so much for being on my show. We went over, but it's all good because I knew it was going to go over anyway because it's so much to talk to you about.
You
But
know what? You talking, we go over, honey.
I know that's what we always do. It's what we always do, and I'm fine with it. What I do want to know is how can people book you or contact you, put you in
Well,
their film, any of that stuff.
yes, you can do that. Okay, so you can all social media platforms is Crissy Collins. There's no H in my name. It's CRISSYCOLLINS. If you want to book me, it's Crissy Collins Inc. INC at gmail.com. And you can send me an email. If you can't get in touch with me like that, you can always reach out to Butter. Butter always have my information. That's my sister. I trust her with everything. So, and you know what? Can I say this? I want you guys to continue to support this wonderful podcast. It's beautiful. It's amazing. It's transparent. You get what you get. This is real. It's not fake. It's real. It's real talk at its best. And so continue to support her in all of her platforms. Her film that is out right now, you can watch it on Tubi. You can watch it on all the streaming networks. I mean, get her
It's on
music.
20 platforms right now.
You know what I'm saying? 20 platforms. Go watch it. I watched it, me and my sister the other night, and we watched it twice. It's funny. I laughed my tail off. Um, I mean, honestly, go and support this beautiful queen. And Queen, I love you to death. Thank you so much. You know, I got you.
I love you too. And with that, everybody, we are out of here. So we will talk to you guys later.
Prosperity Talk Podcast.
You know what? I might need to get you to sing that for real, for real. So, all right, y'all, we out of here. You stay on, Crissy. Bye.